How in the world are you able to go to the Florida Keys for a month with all that you have going on? Dude, I don't have that freedom. Buddy, there's 6 reasons why you don't have that freedom. Friends, that literally was the call that I received yesterday from a business owner, a friend of mine, a friend that I've known for a couple decades. He's like, Justin, I was watching your social media accounts, and for the last couple of years, you go to the Florida Keys with your family and with clients and with friends, and you had this whole get on the boat theme, and you went for a month, man. You didn't work for a month. I'm like, no, not really. I did some things that I wanted to do. I shot some videos. I did some reading. I did some self-reflection. I worked in myself more than I worked with others. He's like, dude, I don't have that freedom. And I said, buddy, there's 6 reasons why you don't have that freedom. It's like, really? 6? I'm like, yeah, it's one of these 6 reasons, man. See, your business has enslaved you. And in this guy's case, he wasn't even growing. So as I was thinking about this conversation yesterday, there are 6 reasons potentially why your business is stuck and you don't have the freedom to do what you want to do. Guys, I'm the guy who in my early days of business missed my daughter's recitals. I'm the guy who made some stupid mistakes. And until I realized these 6 things were holding me captive away from the life that I truly wanted, I wasn't able to achieve it. Friends, I want you to learn from 30 years of success, but also 30 years of falling flat on my face, falling forward every time, but falling flat on my face. Perhaps these 6 reasons, if you can identify them in your business and in your life, you can have the freedom, perhaps next year, to join me on the boat, as we said. Had so many friends, so many clients come down. We spent time on the boat, spent time doing one-on-one coaching, had a blast. Reason number 1 is this: cash flow management. You're like, Justin, I know my cash flow. I know what's going on. Let me say this again. More than likely, a reason why you're stuck is you're not properly managing your cash flow. Let's lay it this way. In the early days of our business, what do? We bootstrap our business. If we started from a startup business, we were bootstrapping. I mean, we were paying everybody else more than we could pay ourselves. Let's say you went out and borrowed money to buy a business. The same was true. You were having to pay the note. You were trying to make the business your own, and you're paying everybody, the vendors, your employees, doing whatever you got to do, and you're sacrificing your family's quality of life. Then what happens? Before you know it, success, whatever that term means to you, and before you know it, you did a crossover point. And you may remember when this happened. You begin expanding your lifestyle. You begin having a little bit more time off. You begin, man, I look at my bank account, it's good. I'm good. But more than likely, you're not watching the metrics as detailed as you were in your infancy. More than likely, you don't know exact KPIs like you did in your infancy. And what happens is lifestyle creep comes into the business and it's reflected in your financials. So one reason that perhaps you're stuck and you don't have the freedom is because you're not managing your financials. Maybe you've extended your lifestyle and now you have to live at a certain level. And so therefore you're making sacrifices on the quality of your business in order to support your level of lifestyle. Friends, we've all done it. But I can tell you that if you're stuck, I can look at the numbers, and anybody with good experience can look at the numbers and point to inefficiencies or can point to mismanagement of financial matters. And friends, if we can just get these into alignment, then freedom is right there. It's literally right there. I can taste it. I can touch it. But it's not going to happen until we get our financial lives in order. That's number 1. One reason why you're stuck is you're not managing your finances properly. The second reason, perhaps, why you're stuck, why your business has hit a glass ceiling, why you don't have the freedom to go out and celebrate and do what you want to do as a business owner. The second reason is probably this. You have a misaligned product and market. The product that you're now selling, whether it be a service or a product, I'm going to just use product as a synonymous word here, but if the product that you're now selling is not in alignment with the present market. Perhaps you've been in business now 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You've reached this level of where you feel successful, but you're still captive. You're still held in by this prison. You don't have the freedom that you desire as a business owner. If you take a step back and look, Life is different today. Man, if nothing else, COVID wrecked our worlds. And because of life moving, because of economies moving, because of different situations, political regimes, COVID, whatever you want to point to it, the product that you're now offering is antiquated or it's not up to date with the present market. Let me give you an example here. I came in the financial world way back in 2003, 2004, somewhere in that time frame. And at that time, there were so many simple things in place. You could go to an insurance company, and the insurance company, whether it pick a big name out there like a John Hancock, a Prudential, a MetLife, New York Life, you would go to them and they would offer you a product, and that product was financial advice. I can remember whenever financial planning, that term came into play, and it was about 2008, 9, 7, maybe a little bit before then when banks started dealing with it. And all of a sudden, people began selling a widget called a financial plan. Here we are now, 20 years removed. And if you're not in the financial space delivering financial planning and you're just trying to meet products or services, then your competition is going to eat your lunch. I'll take it back even further than that. I can remember when I had my landscape company that I would go to a nursery, and if the nursery did not have Aztec grass, the type of a grass that you would use decorative around like a sidewalk or an accent plant, if it didn't have Aztec grass, they were behind the times. If I would go to the nursery and they didn't have the newest release popular plant there, they were behind the times. Their current products were good. They were old azaleas or gardenias or whatever it would be in that particular climate, but if they didn't have the newest trending plant, then they were missing an opportunity. Their product was misaligned from the marketplace. Let me ask you a question when you look at your business. Is your product or service in perfect alignment with what your marketplace, your customer, your avatar demands of you and your company? See, misalignment will cause frustration. Misalignment will cause you to get sucked into the business. Misalignment will cause problems. Whenever there's alignment and you have all your systems and processes and everything, and the product matches the marketplace, friends, it's ease. It makes it to where you're not selling. You're simply delivering on what your client, what your customer truly desires. I see this oftentimes in the dental world. So many dentists will just get stuck in the same old, hey, we're going to clean your teeth twice a year and we're going to fix a little bit of your cavities. Yet the marketplace right now wants a full service. So I know dentists that offer orthodontics. They put braces and fix people's teeth. I know dentists that offer in the same practice endo, which is where they do root canals or implants or things of that nature. I know dentists that deal with children, pediatrics within their practice. It's like an all-inclusive family one-stop shop. That practice is efficient, and those practitioners have freedom because they've had to innovate to keep their business moving forward, and they have freedom. So is your business misaligned with your product or your service from what the customer desires? Now, friends, these first two reasons commonly create problems for business owners, but the last one has caused so many business owners to become beholden to the whims of their organization. You're not going to want to miss it. Before we go there, let's talk about the third reason why you don't have freedom. The third reason is that you, as the business owner, are stuck in the epicenter of your business. Everything is centered around you. You don't give your team the latitude to make decisions as if you're not there. Let me drive this point home. The person I had the phone call with could not come to Florida because they didn't trust their team would make a right decision with not even a top client, with one of their clients. That individual is stuck in the epicenter of their business. And because of there being centralization of their position, they do not have the freedom. And they say things like, maybe it's you, man, that must be nice. I want to say it is. You can too. Or you're taking another vacation? Yeah, because my family is a priority for me and my business isn't. Well, then you're not 100% into your business. And I was like, actually, no, my business is a true business. I love Michael Gerber's book, E-Myth. I reference it so many times. It's just a classic book. And he makes this statement. He goes, oftentimes we work for the lunatic, and the lunatic is us. We, as the business owners, won't remove ourselves from the epicenter of business. Or we try, and then we are met with, Well, the employee didn't do what I expected him to do, so I got to go in and fix it. Or this fire came about, and I got to go in and fix this. And we, because we're so gifted, we don't let go of the things that we know we can fix and allow others to step in and learn and grow into that role. So centralization, friends, you being in the epicenter of your business will prevent you from achieving freedom. It's not only going to keep you from achieving freedom, it's also going to destroy your value. It's going to destroy your value if you're at the epicenter of your business. So let me ask you a few questions. Do your top customers call you? If so, there's a problem. Whenever there's a decision to be made, are you consulted on most important decisions? If so, there's a problem. And you may disagree. I'm going to tell you I'm correct. Let me ask you another question. Are you having to do the market research? See, friends, if we're stuck in the epicenter of our business, if we are centralized in our business, then we will never have the freedom that we desire. Why did you go into business? Was it to work 80 hours a week? Or was it so that you could have freedom to watch your children, to take vacations? My daughter's in college. I perhaps just spent the last summer with my daughter in this present chapter of our lives, and it was magical. We had so much fun. I wish you could see her fishing. She loves to fish. The girl can fish. We were out snorkeling, and she had spear gun, and we were having so much fun. It's a memory that I would never trade. But friends, I could not have done that if I was the epicenter of my business, if I was centralized and everything had to flow through me. We would never have had that. There's another reason that perhaps you don't have freedom, and that is this. You're sacrificing the quality of your offering for operational scale. You know, scaling is a popular word. In fact, to some extent, value acceleration is knowing how to properly scale the business with an emphasis on driving your enterprise value. So I love to scale a company. And whenever I say scale, I'm talking about to radically turn up the heat or radically turn it down like a thermostat in your house. In Florida, we had the thermostat as low as possible because it was hot outside. We came back to Tennessee and we're not as cold up here, so we turned it up a little bit. Scaling is the ability to turn the dial one way or the other rapidly. And perhaps yours like, man, I'm growing. I'm trying to build systems. I'm trying to build processes. I'm hiring team members. But you're sacrificing the quality of your offering for operational scale. See, as your business is growing and you're passing $100,000 in total revenue, $1 million in total revenue, perhaps you're up at the $5 million or the $10 million or the $50 million in total revenue. There's this journey that is happening. And as we're on this journey, yes, we want to grow our company. Yes, we want to grow our freedom. Yes, we want this as business owners. We have our desires. But as we're doing this, we oftentimes put the focal point, the lens, if you will, the magnifying glass on areas of our business that we believe at that time needs help. And it's the right thing to do. But friends, we cannot do such at the detriment of what the client or the customer is acquiring or working with our company. We cannot emphasize a particular area to the detriment of the quality of the product or service. We can't do it. And when we do, what transpires is this. There's a rift. When your focus comes off the client or the product or service, you're going to look out and you're going to see this upheaval. You're going to see this thing that's just causing some noise. And if you're not careful, or if you don't quickly correct, that noise then sucks you as the business owner back in to go and fix that. We often illustrate it as I'm spinning a plate over here. I'm spinning this plate. You've seen the magician who do this. They spin the plate over here and it starts moving forward. They grab another one, they spin it, and they're watching all these plates. And as soon as one starts to fall, they go back and they get it going again. They let it go and it's working. That's what you as a business owner are doing if you take your eyes off the product or service that your customer desires. As you scale, and we should scale, and I love teaching how to scale, if you take your eyes off the ball, friends, in the scaling process, it will cause disruption, and it's going to suck you back into the epicenter of the business. It's going to suck you in where you won't have freedom. Friends, that's an area that you've got to be vigilant about. You've got to protect yourself. You've got to focus on your product and your customer and make sure that you're aligning your offering despite the scaling with what they expect from you. Now, number 4 leads me right into number 5, which is operational inefficiencies from growth. Okay, so just like we focus on scaling and so we forsake our clients, now as we're growing, which is what we want to look at, our operations of our company become inefficient. I often say what got us here is not going to get us there. As we grow in our company, as we break through the bands of your industry, and every industry is different. It may be from $500 to $1 million in revenue, maybe from $1 million to $3 million. Every industry is different. But as you break through these bands, your operational efficiency is going to wane. You've got to constantly be focusing on building an operational structure to deliver the product or the service that your customer is ultimately engaging you for. So many business owners lose sight of this. We get it fixed and we start to take a breather and we go out of town and something breaks because of the revenue growth. And we're not focusing on the operational efficiency. Now, friends, I talk about operational efficiency and I get it. I love it. I love to look at it, but you would not hire me personally to build operational efficiency in your company. It's just not my superpower. My superpower is reading the chessboard, knowing how to make the strategic moves, seeing the problems, and then fixing the problems before they actually become a problem. So I have to hire team members, people with a unique skill set to create operational efficiency. I have a team member right now that's new to our team that she is creating an operational efficiency on our new Value Growth Academy. I can't wait for you to see Value Growth Academy. If you're a business owner, you're like, dude, I don't have time for coaching, but I have time to take little nuggets. Check out Value Growth Academy. There'll be a link below in the show notes. You know, as the business owner, I want to sit back and look at the meta narrative. I don't want to be the person creating the workflows and the checklists. I want to be able to approve those. I want to be able to say, hey, we're missing a step here, but you've got this, make it your baby. That is where operational efficiency has to be paramount. You have to have team members dedicated with that skill set to drive operational efficiency, especially through scaling, especially through the growth phases of your company. You have to have that, friends. And that if you don't have operational efficiency, then you don't have freedom. And we want freedom. And so if we want freedom, we have to have operational efficiency. And so therefore we have to invest in operational efficiency. Look, you will never be on the boat with me. You will never be on the boat with me unless you focus on operational efficiency. And friends, I hope you are. I hope next summer, whenever I'm in Islamorada or when I'm in the Florida Keys or when I'm in Panama and we open it up for clients to come down and get some one-on-one coaching, catch some fish, enjoy each other. I can't wait for you to see some of the highlight reels from this last summer. We had a blast. You'll never be on the boat with me unless you focus on operational efficiency. You will never have the freedom that my friend desired unless you focus on operational efficiency. So friends, we reached the point, the single point that I believe is the biggest reason so many business owners find themselves bound, lack of freedom in their company. This single issue creates so many problems within an organization that it could prevent you from achieving your growth and keep you to an endless amount of work. It prevents you from having freedom. What is it? You as a business owner have established a culture that fails to innovate. You're just not staying competitive. You as a company, you're not allowing your team to innovate. You're not allowing your products to innovate. You're not allowing your technology to innovate. You're not allowing your market to innovate. You are stagnant. You see, in the infancies of our business, we, as the business owner, man, we know our products. We know who our ideal customers are. We don't even have it written down. We just know because we can see the vision. We know exactly what we're trying to achieve. We know exactly where we're going. But as the business begins to grow, as it begins to spin more widgets, as it begins to create more scale, things start happening. Now, it may happen depending on your industry. You're at around 5 employees. It may be about $300,000 in revenue. It could be at $1 million in revenue. It could be about 10 employees. But at some point, you hit this glass ceiling. It's like you're bouncing your head up against this glass ceiling and you can't move. And friends, innovation is the culprit. We haven't shifted our minds from everything I have to approve to team, I want to get super, uber, duper clear on where we're going. I want you as a team to be able to see exactly what the charge is, where the destination is, what the mission is, who the client is. You haven't empowered your team to innovate. I can tell you, friends, that consistently over and over and over again will put you as the business owner in a prison cell. You won't have the freedom that you desire. Like, okay, Justin, How do I innovate? Let me bring it down to one simple recommendation for you. Take a breath, take some time, step back out of the day-to-day grind, get your team back for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Take a step back, do some prep, and have a consultant, not you, have a consultant come into your business and walk you through the strategic planning process. You see, whenever we get out of the noise and we just take a step back and look, many times we can see the very things that we need to do within our company to help us drive the value that we need. And in doing so, what we ultimately do by driving value is we drive freedom. Friends, I went into business because, number one, I didn't like working for anybody else. But number two, because I wanted to produce maximum amount of revenue within a very short time frame. And as life went on, after 10 years, 15 years, I found myself just in bondage, not able to do the things I wanted to do. Just like this person that said, how in the world did you spend a month not working? And when I told him, hey, yeah, me and Emily are going to head out of town. We're going to go out for another week, and about 4 or 5 weeks from now, we're going to go somewhere. He's like, again? You're going again? I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm taking my son elk hunting, and I'm taking my family on to Aruba this summer or this winter for 4 days. So basically, over the next 6 months, I'm going to be gone about a month and a half, 2 months. He's like, when do you ever work? I'm like, dude, I have built a business that allows freedom. And at the epicenter of that business is not me. It's a culture and a team who is empowered to innovate toward the destination that I have given crystal clear. He said, how'd you do it? I said, it begins with strategic planning. If you don't have somebody who can come in and look at your business and read the tea leaves and say, hey, here's what you need to do, I challenge you to check out Value Growth University. Value Growth University is something I've launched for business owners who want to drive their value and remove themselves from the epicenter of the business. It provides freedom. Whenever I engaged in strategic planning for the first time in my life, my freedom began to release. And as I was releasing myself from the business, the value exponentially grew. It was crazy. So let me challenge you. What is enslaving you? What is holding you in bondage? Is it one of these 6 things? Maybe it's something I didn't cover. And if it is, hey, leave me a comment below and say, Goodbread, it's none of those 6 things. For me, it's this. How would you deal with it? I'd love to answer your question on our Q&A sessions that we're launching here on the podcast and on YouTube. You're like, dude, Justin, how in the world did you take a month off per year with your family, just disconnect? How in the world do you do that? Friends, it's not hard. Because I'm unstuck, I have freedom. So if you find yourself stuck, and if you find yourself not having freedom, what do? You identify the problem, you make a plan, and you execute. Like, that's it? Yeah, it's that simple. It really is. It's not rocket science. But this is only part of the equation. You need to have a blueprint for scaling your company so that I hope you can experience an 8 or a 9-figure valuation on your company, that you can build a golden goose. Now, fortunately, friends, I created a video for you that help you guide you through this blueprint. You can check it out here. And I also have some exciting news. As I mentioned, we had the Value Growth University and the Value Growth Academy and Mastering Value Growth for business owners now live. Go to justingoodbread.com and check out the courses, the digital courses, and some cohorts. It's amazing. Now, friends, until next time, hey, y'all go out and make it a great day.